Hello! Okay, for those of you returning to the channel, welcome back. And for those of you that are new here, that have just stumbled upon this video, then thank you for joining me. And if you find yourself wanting to stick around to follow just some random Welsh geek ramble on about film and TV, then please hit that subscribe button, it will mean an awful lot to me. And yeah, welcome to my trailer review of Lee Cronin's The Mummy, one of my anticipated movies of the year, produced by James Wan and Blumhouse and written and directed by Lee Cronin. I'm really excited for it. I really like what Lee Cronin did with Evil Dead Rise, and it would be nice, finally nice to, especially from what I've read about what Lee Cronin, you know, the direction and sort of what Lee Cronin is sort of aiming for when it comes to his telling, you know, his adaptation of The Mummy. It would be nice to finally have a truly R-rated, horrifying mummy movie, you know, a mummy film that is actually horrifying to watch. You know, don't get me wrong, I love the Brendan Fraser mummy movies, you know, I remember those coming out like it was yesterday and I loved them. And I recently revisited the first Mummy from I think it was 99, the first Mummy came out. I could be wrong, but I'm sure the first Mummy was 1999, and then you had Mummy Returns, and they are enjoyable movies. But for me, they were always just Indiana Jones with the Mummy. And even though they had sort of moments of horror, it was never as intense as I really wanted them to be. And even as a kid, I always found that element of the Stephen Sommers Mummy movies to be disappointing, because it was never really sort of as intense or as horrifying as I really wanted them to be. But they are movies, the Stephen Sommers Mummy movies, you know, they hold a special place in my heart. But what I've been wanting when it comes to a Mummy movie, and I feel like, especially after watching the trailer and sort of hearing what it is that Lee Cronin is sort of, you know, aiming for in sort of his telling of The Mummy, you know, his version of The Mummy, to me it sounds like everything that I've been wanting ever since I was a kid back in the 90s. You know, I want a film that's kind of like those B-movie, straight to VHS horror films that you would find in the rental store. And, you know, there are so many of them, but they are movies that really creeped me out as a kid. And that was what I was kind of hoping for when it came to the Brendan Fraser movies. And as much as I love them, as much as I enjoy them, they just weren't those. And so with Lee Cronin's take on The Mummy, everything that I'm hearing about it and just the glimpses that we have been getting, it's looking like what I really want in a Mummy movie right now. And so yes, I'm going to play the trailer. I've already seen the trailer a couple of times, but I'm going to play it and share my thoughts with you guys as we watch it together. Before I start that though, I do just want to mention this poster here by Creepy Duck Design. I absolutely love this poster, and I think it's a poster that kind of really taps in to what I'm wanting and hoping for when it comes to this movie. The poster it's a concept poster that was done quite a few months ago, but I absolutely love it. And again, it kind of reminds me of those sort of B-movie, straight to VHS horror films from the 90s. So yeah, I think I've rambled on enough now. This is, you know, for the intro here. Let's jump straight into the trailer. Okay.
No.
Of course, honey.
No, you never ever finish two.
Hello?
Mr. and Mrs. Cannon, I'm Deputy Chief of the U.S. Embassy. Your daughter Katie has been found. She's alive.
So already, you know, through the cinematography and through the look of the movie, it has that kind of darker, grittier tone that I'm really liking. And you've got these parents here that are just hearing the news that their daughter has been found because their daughter have gone missing. And she's been found.
It's very important you fully prepare yourself for what you're about to see.
You know, and you could just like, I like kind of how the camera is sort of just fixated on these characters here, and you can sort of see what the characters are going through and like the shock that they're in and what they're going through mentally, you know, just from the glimpses that we are getting you. And it has that kind of very Evil Dead rise about it. Like, it's the only movie that I've seen of Lee Cronin's. And the one thing I can say about this trailer is there is elements about it that reminds me of Evil Dead Rise, which is a good thing for me because I really, really like that fucking film. It was wild.
No sudden moves. No loud noises. Hey, butterfly.
I love just how you've got the way just this shot is framed. There's a couple of more of these shots within this moment where you've kind of got this extreme close-up of this girl here, and you got the mother there, and just it takes me back to kind of classic 50s and 60s horror movies as well. Like, you don't tend to see this much anymore in movies, especially horror films. Yeah, I just love these first, you know, these couple of shots here. Oh, and this one, but yeah, I love it. It's just this, like, there's just so much going on within the frame, and
Yeah, we are here. We're here.
She's been missing for 8 years. What was our daughter doing in a 3,000-year-old sarcophagus?
She just needs our care and lots of love.
How many others were found?
57.
I'm just really digging the look. I'm really liking the lighting. The film does appear to have this kind of filter, this orangey kind of brown hue running through it. And this is obviously, there's a lot of shit that goes down here in the house, and you know, there's a lot of supernatural elements going on, and it reminds me a lot of The Exorcist blended with Hellraiser. That's kind of like the one main vibe, or one of the vibes that I'm getting from this trailer, is the movie sort of has this kind of Hellraiser blended with The Exorcist due to sort of like the kind of the supernatural elements, and you know, the fact that their daughter Katie seems to have been kind of, you know, it's like she's been possessed by something, and that's kind of the vibe that I'm getting from the glimpse that we get in here of the story.
Don't worry, Grandma. It's fun to be dead.
Ugh. I mean, they could do some nasty things with that necklace there, couldn't they? I mean, but and I have heard sort of rumors that apparently there are some real gruesome moments in this movie that I'm hoping for. There's a moment per year. This, like, the peeling of skin, really, you know, that's just something, and it's, like, you see its practical effects as well, which is amazing. But ooh. Ooh. Like, you've got a lot of CGI in there as well, and CGI we do get a glimpse of is, you know, very CGI, but look, I'm trying, you know, this is just a trailer, so I'm not going to get too, but there seems to be a lot of practical in yet as well, and
I just want my daughter back.
this is my favourite shot in the entire trailer, and I just love the way in which the camera moves, and, you know, you've kind of got, like, the wind sort of hitting Katie, you know, and you just the way in which the hair is blowing, and, you know, something's obviously going on here, and it yeah, I just love the way that, like, that kind of very, you know, that couple of seconds there of just the way in which the camera moves.
I just want my daughter back.
Yeah, it's my favourite moment in the trailer. And so, yeah, So yeah, they are my thoughts on the most recent trailer for Lee Cronin's The Mummy. I'm liking what I'm seeing. It's definitely, you know, what has been brought to life here within the frame is definitely taking me back to the movie, to the Mummy movie that I would like to see, or what, you know, from the glimpses that we've been getting anyway. This is just a trailer. I do have some worries and concerns because like I was really excited for Lee Whannell's Wolfman, especially after what he did with The Invisible Man. And Wolfman was one of my biggest disappointments of last year. It was a movie that I didn't hate, but it had so much potential. And, you know, the first 5 to 10 minutes was the strongest sort of element, or the strongest portion of that film. But when it really got into sort of exploring the ideas and what Lee Whannell was attempting to do with the characters in Wolfman, it just didn't quite come together, and it was a bit disappointing. And I am a little bit concerned that maybe, you know, we might get another experience like that with Lee Cronin's The Mummy. But I am liking what I'm seeing from within the trailers, the glimpses that we've been getting. I'm sort of intrigued in sort of, you know, how Katie, the daughter, plays into this. Like, you've got the potential to have something that is horrifying, but also has an emotional weight to it as well. That always elevates, a horror story and a horror experience by having that kind of emotional current behind it, that emotional weight. And so the potential is there to give us something that, you know, is really going to be truly special and satisfying, hopefully. Like, not everyone loves Evil Dead Rise as much as I did, but I don't know, I've got hope, I've got faith that hopefully we're going to get that Mummy movie that I've been waiting for years, since the late 90s. You know, yes, I have fun with Stephen Sommers' The Mummy and The Mummy Returns, but it was never truly, you know, a horror film. It was, like I said at the beginning of this video, it just felt like an Indiana Jones with a mummy in it. And so, yeah, they are my thoughts on the new trailer. But what do you guys think? Do you love it? Do you hate it? Do you agree or disagree with anything I've said? Then please let me know in the comments below, and let's get a discussion going. I am a little bit late with this trailer review. I promised it last night, but it's been a hectic week when it comes to reality. But I do plan on doing a review for Star Wars, The Mandalorian and Grogu. I do want to share with you all my thoughts on that trailer, so that would be coming up shortly. And there's a bunch of reviews that I got planned, and there's a bunch of movies that I really want to see in the cinema. Whistle is on my list next, and then you've got obviously the new releases that dropped this weekend, so I am a little bit behind. But yeah, I just want to say another massive thank you to everyone that's supporting the channel. I've had a lot of new subscribers recently, so hello and thank you for joining me on this journey. It means the world to me. I think I'm sat on, at the time of filming this, 618 subscribers, and it will always overwhelm me that so many of you do want to follow just some random Welsh geek who ramble on about film and TV and pronounce things incorrectly and all of that. It always tickles me, by the way, when I get a comment about my accent. Someone will take the piss out of me, and you know, they'll go, I think one comment recently said something along the lines of oh, it took me a while to realise he was speaking English. And I'm like, well, it's just one of those accents, isn't it? Especially with me, you know. So, but yeah, it always tickles me, that. So that's it from me for now. Enough rambling. Thank you all for watching. I really do appreciate it, and I'll be catching you guys soon.